Now then, my great sister-in-law who is a middle school graduate and poor, would you please make my wonderful wedding a big hit? I wonder what kind of words and what kind of speech you will give. LOL, don't embarrass me by speaking in strange words. My Sil, in a beautiful dress but with an ugly heart, whispers in my ear. I'm spotlighted, shaken, under the gaze of many expectant eyes, sweating from the heat and nervousness. My heart races. Why do they enjoy belittling me? Have I been that bad? I know my SIL's intentions. She wants to make fun of me for gagging in front of so many people. But I stand at the podium, turning on the mic. Facing my smirking Sil, I open my mouth. And so, the climax of the worst best wedding begins. I'm Maria. Orphaned in elementary school, I grew up in foster care with no relatives. The fleeting end of human life struck me more than the sadness and loneliness. Why wallow in grief when life is unpredictable? I fought. I started working right after graduating from junior high school, since I did not know when my life would end, and I thought it would be a waste if I did not get out into the world, earn my own money, and experience various things as soon as possible. I worked hard, and before I knew it, I was 30 years old. Now that I have some savings, I decided to quit my job for a while and spend some time doing what I love, so I joined a ping pong club for working adults. There, I met Kyle, who became my husband. Kyle told me that he had a hard time getting along with his family at home and became independent right after graduating from high school. He was kind, gentle, always smiling. He was like the sun to me. I have often been looked at with pity and prejudice, but Kyle had no interest in my background and liked the person in front of him. I married him because I sincerely wanted to be with him, and a year later we are still living as happily together as when we first met. Our life is usually peaceful, but we often brace ourselves for certain events. Oh my, it's you, brother Kyle, a high school graduate, and Maria, a middle school graduate. Today I graduated from college. Thank you for coming to my 37th birthday celebration as a Harvard graduate, and I have a very special announcement to make today. That's why I invited you. Oh, but don't get your hopes up. I didn't prepare your food because eating the food that made by me the genius will not cure your stupidity, and I thought it would be rude to you. Mother told me that you guys will be my helpers for the rest of the day. As soon as I opened the door, Kyle's sister Meg immediately started showing off, just like a character out of a comic book. I've always struggled with her. And then, oh my, welcome to the couple of idiots. If Meg didn't want to invite you, we would never have had anything to do with you. It's nothing but a funny story about a low-class couple coming to an upper-class family. That's right, Kyle. Why did you marry such a woman? She only graduated from junior high school, has no parents, grew up in an institution. It's pathetic. You're a disgrace to my family just by being a high school graduate, and now even your wife is a disgrace. On the other hand, Meg graduated from Harvard University. That's a career worthy of our prestigious family. It's like the moon and a turtle. Do you know what like the moon and a turtle means? Junior high school graduate. These in-laws of mine. I find Kyle's parents difficult too. Ironically, they're just regular workers, despite their talk of being first class. When Kyle and I decided to get married, we went to inform his parents, but they had no interest in the marriage of a high school and middle school graduate. We were turned away at the door, deemed unnecessary for greetings. Since then, we had little to do with Kyle's parents. However, recently, Meg has been calling us over frequently. Apparently, she's been stressed from a new job she started and has been taking it out on us, mocking our marriage as a way to vent. I'm used to handling all sorts of people from my past job, but this doesn't feel good. I shouldn't go, but I remember being ridiculed on our first visit. I might have tolerated it if it was just me, but I couldn't stand her mocking Kyle too. As we tried to leave, she taunted us, saying we were running away like losers. That didn't sit right with me, so I've been showing up whenever we're called by Kyle's family. We're half determined not to run away, regardless of whether there is no food or bedding prepared for us. I quit my part-time job today and came over here. Today was my first day at work, and the work schedule is ridiculous. Why do I have to take out the products? I'm a first class, I should be in charge of managing people, shouldn't I? So I tried to tell everyone what to do, but the manager got angry. I got so mad that I quit. Well, I know what's going to happen to that store. A bunch of incompetent workers. LOL. Meg, up to this age, has never held a proper job. She quits if she's not fully utilized. Not that working makes you great, but she's extravagant without working. Her parents indulge her, expecting her to soar one day. So they're not sparing any investment until that day. But I wish something could be done about this meddlesome drinking. Haha, low-class couple, listen up and be amazed. I'm getting married too. Well, you guessed it. He is heir to a big Italian company. He wants to have a family dinner tomorrow. I invited him over, so don't be late, since you can't be on time anyway, can you? Well, marrying a top-notch person is a natural scenario for me, since I graduated from a very prestigious university. Eventually I am the wife of the CEO. This is fate, sister-in-law. I know this is out of your league and you have no idea about it. This is the reality. Gah. I have to call my friends. Well then, trash couple. Have fun at the dinner party. Meg, drunk on wine, brags and retreats to her room. Then my Mill, who had been smiling until then, glared at us sharply. Today Meg was in a good mood, so I served you a meal, but you're a classless eater. Kyle, that's why you could only marry a girl who graduated from junior high school, right? Now, hurry and clean up. Make sure the kitchen is spotless. I'm letting you stay here, so make breakfast too. And clean the house. You should be thankful that I don't charge you to stay here. Make sure Meg's laundry is folded and brought in. And don't interrupt my phone calls. Our meal was just gummy snacks. More a snack than a meal. With these farts, I fold Meg's laundry. Holding something tightly, as if in prayer, I carry the laundry to Meg's room. She dismissively shoos me away, chatting loudly. After cleaning, we head to our room. No bed, as expected. We sleep in the car. Then came the day of the dinner party. Next is the dinner at a fancy hotel restaurant. Meg brags about her wedding plans there, but we ignore her. I'm Meg's father. And this is her mother. And that is my oldest son, Kyle, and next to him is his wife. I am aware that her gender is female, but I am unwilling to remember her name. She has no parents, and her educational background is among the bottom of the barrel. Neither of them are educated, so they don't know anything about table manners, but please kind on them. Kyle's dad introduces us terribly to Meg's fiancé, who's confused. Meg was whispering translations into her fiancé's ear. It seems like they were communicating in Spanish. Once he understood what Kyle's father had said, he turned to me with a scornful smirk. Seeing her fiancé in such a state, Meg seemed to feel better, and this time she seemed to be bad-mouthing us couple in loudly. While gesturing as if to say I can hear you, the fiancé laughed heartily as Meg spoke, still laughing. Leaving Kyle and me behind, Meg, her fiancé, and Kyle's parents enjoyed their wine, relishing in their insults. Drunk and loud, they turned the restaurant into a bar, attracting pity and scorn. Embarrassed, I stand up. I went to the restroom to calm myself. Honestly, I don't want to return. Filled with this reluctance, I left the restroom and saw Meg's fiancé staggering. I thought it'd be better if he just slept in the restroom and didn't come back. As I watched him, he noticed me, grinned, and started walking slowly towards me. Then, "Are you all right?" I heard some kind of terrible loud screaming. "What happened? Your eyes are kind of red and you're sweating. If you don't feel well, let's go home first. They're all drunk, they won't even notice we're gone." Back at the table, Kyle looks worried. They. Screaming. "It's definitely not me. I'm not sick, I'm fine. But you're right, I'm a little tired, let's go home." "Meg, we're just supposed to be the entertainment, right? We'll do our best." "Well then, have a good day everyone." Pulling Kyle, I quickly leave the restaurant. Kyle's parents shout something, but I don't look back. I didn't look back because it would reveal my tears. Dragging Kyle, we return home. Then, it's the wedding day. The fiancé is indeed the next president of the company, and the attendance was large and international. Performing in front of so many is nerve-wracking. But we're well practiced, determined to excel. We're ready to liven up the ceremony. Amid these feelings, the wedding began. Meg, in a luxurious dress, waved like an actress, striding confidently. Then, she grabbed the mic. "Thank you for being here for us today. Well, we just started, but we have a surprise for you. My proud sister-in-law, Maria, is here today at this venue. I would like to ask Maria here to conduct the ceremony. Come and stand next to me." Confused, I was illuminated by the spotlight. Urged by the staff, I stood next to Meg. "I can't do this. I only prepared for the entertainment." "You don't have to do that stupid entertainment thing. Just be the host. Of course, you have to do it in Spanish, okay? Spanish is everyone's universal language. Please, my lovely sister-in-law. If you refuse, this crowd will think you're a cold-hearted woman. Is that what you want? It's not good, right? It's a wedding. You can't embarrass me, right? I'm looking forward to it. I wonder what kind of a splendid speech my sister-in-law, who graduated from middle school and came out of poverty, will give. After this quiet exchange, Meg spoke again. I definitely wanted my sister-in-law, whom I respect, to officiate the wedding. But my sister-in-law is very shy, so I decided to ask her to do it here. I know it was forced, but I am so happy that my dream came true. It's the best wedding ever. Now then, Maria, please. Her admiration and dreams, more like she just wants to see me flustered. Her intent is clear. Guided to the host spot, I was handed the mic. Facing the crowd, grinning in-laws, and Meg. Why must I endure this? But I've endured enough. I didn't have to hold back anymore. With that thought, I made up my mind. I turned on the microphone. Taking a deep breath, I began my greeting. At that moment, Kyle's parents, Meg, and the groom all looked stunned. Kyle struggled to hold back laughter, thinking it was someone else's problem. Continuing as per the schedule, Meg seemed lost, not understanding. That's because I was speaking entirely in Spanish from my opening greeting. Her parents tried to remain composed. The ceremony proceeded smoothly. Then the reception. Holding the mic tightly, I prepared for my final speech. Despite everything, I must deliver the best speech for the couple's new beginning. Well, from here, I would like to make a personal speech for the both of you. First of all, my lovely sister-in-law, Meg, who is the star of today's event. Congratulations on your marriage. By the way, the $10,000 for your dress that my husband and I worked so hard to pay for, when will you pay us back for this? Well, let's hear the answer to that question later. I have prepared a very special episode about my sister-in-law that only I know, so please listen to this one. I took out a recorder, played it near the mic. The room erupted in gasps and near screams as I translated Meg's words. Then, a loud uproar and almost screams erupted from the venue. Yay, yay. I can't believe that guy's hobby is collecting underwear. He collects women's underwear, and he has hundreds of them. It's the worst kind of hobby. But he's rich. If I'm going to be the CEO's wife, I'm willing to overlook that much, because love is nothing to begin with, and all I love is his money and status. Hearing this, the fiancé, red with anger, yanked Meg's hair, yelling. Ignoring them, I continued. And at a dinner party the other night, the groom approached me. He said that he prefers me rather than an old, nasty woman like Meg. He also asked me to give him the underwear I'm wearing at the moment. I thought he was joking because he was very drunk, but he took off his clothes and almost took me into the bathroom. I still remember the pizza print pants. I thought it was a very goofy pattern for an Italian to wear a pizza pattern. I still remember the bizarre way he came at me with a pizza pattern and a grin on his face. The groom, previously red-faced, turned pale and let go of Meg's hair. I will continue. Feeling that I was in danger, I resisted, and the groom angrily made insulting remarks in his native Italian. I guess he thought I didn't understand Italian, but it was a filthy language that I couldn't bear to hear anymore. I cannot say it very much. By the way, I can also speak Italian. He tried to use force to get rid of me, and I, who could not win by force, was ready. That's when it happened. I saw a ping-pong ball on the groom's lower body. I thought it was my destiny to love table tennis, so I aimed at the two ping-pong balls and hit them with a smash with all my might. It hit the target perfectly. The groom screamed and fell down. I never thought my special skills would be put to use in such a situation. But I soiled my precious racket and cried all the way home. Meg then attacked the groom. The groom, not to be outdone, lunged at Meg, and the staff who tried to intervene got caught in the melee. Kyle's parents and the groom's relatives joined in. Jeers of "fight more" filled the air. It was chaos. Only Kyle sat quietly, enjoying his meal. Quiet. Listen to me, I'm not finished yet. Yeah, I may be a middle school graduate, and you probably think I don't know what you're talking about, but I know all the bad things you said in Spanish at the dinner party. I know you can't understand me anyway, but I can hear and understand all the bad things you said in Spanish at the dinner party. I mean, don't borrow a $10,000 from someone you're trying to mount, and you'd better pay for the racket too. I took out my racket, meant for table tennis entertainment, and delivered a once-in-a-lifetime smash at the brawling couple. With that, today's schedule concludes. Build a warm home. Best wishes. After the chaos, Kyle and I, having enjoyed our dessert, left the venue together. I felt accomplished and refreshed, wondering how I spoke Spanish. It's thanks to my job after graduation. Struggling to find work, I took a job as a domestic helper for a wealthy expatriate family. Living in, I quickly accepted. While working, the couple had a baby boy, and I became his babysitter. As he grew fond of me, the family, returning to their home country, asked me to continue working with them, using a working holiday program. I initially declined due to travel costs, but they insisted, saying their son would be sad with a new sitter, and they couldn't trust anyone more than me. They covered all expenses as a bonus for my hard work. Seeing this as an opportunity, I intensely studied Spanish, becoming fluent enough to communicate with the couple and their son. When the boy started elementary school, I left the family and got a front desk job at a local hotel. In this place, frequented by many people, I want to offer some comfort. With a passion for interacting with various individuals, I studied languages diligently alongside my work, mastering Italian, German. Guests said they felt relieved because of me, a memory that still brings me joy. I loved my job and thought it was my calling, but after years of non-stop work, I returned to Japan. And that's how I met Kyle and got married. I could have shown off my language skills to Meg, but that would make me no better than her family. I didn't want to waste my hard-earned skills on something so petty. So, I kept quiet, pretending not to understand. About Meg's gold-digging remarks. Kyle had told me that Meg had always had a habit of calling someone to complain when she was drunk, and I took advantage of this and recorded it. On the day I was told to bring Meg's laundry, I overheard her voice echoing in the hallway. She was bad-mouthing her fiancé. Using this, I recorded her. Installed a recorder while placing the laundry. Originally, I planned to use this as leverage against Meg if she refused to return the $10,000 by threatening to let her in-laws and fiancé hear it. But I hadn't expected her fiancé to be just as bad. Seeing both Meg and her fiancé as unworthy, I thought of giving them a taste of their own medicine. I was biding my time to expose them, but unexpectedly, I got the opportunity to host their wedding. Their reception truly became a stage for revelation. Since both were equally deceitful, it was only a matter of time before their true nature was uncovered. Perhaps it was better for both of them to learn this sooner rather than later. Did I end up saving Meg? Or her fiancé? After that disastrous wedding, Meg and her fiancé got divorced. They were still dealing with issues like alimony and repair costs for the venue. Kyle's parents, meanwhile, apologized to us for everything. They even returned the $10,000 they had saved for Meg's trip to Italy as a wedding gift. Their apology and returning the money were nice, but it didn't erase all the insults we had endured. I couldn't forgive them immediately, but I gratefully accepted the apology and the money. Meg, now unable to leech off Kyle, continued to mooch off her parents without working. However, my mother-in-law told me with a deep sigh that because of the recent incident, my in-laws had shunned Meg and now they had cut ties with her. Sometime after these tumultuous events, our family grew from 2 to 3. I found out I was pregnant right after the wedding. Our child, resembling Kyle, is always smiling and happy. I'm content with my loving husband and child by my side. But I'm not one to stay idle. Once our child is a bit older, I plan to work again, perhaps at an international hotel. You only live once, and you have no idea what the future holds or where it will take you. That's why I want to cherish every moment and live without regrets.